What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Hidden Rows. This Utari here, back with another tutorial video. So today we're going to be talking about animations, specifically recovery animations. So animations that you go through when you take a hit. So we're going to be talking about staggers, stuns, and knockdowns. We'll go over each of these three things and what they mean in the video. So with that being said, let's head right into it and start tutorializing. So first thing we're going to go over is the soft knockdown. And you can initiate that by hitting a person the maximum amount of hits, and then they'll automatically fall to the floor. So just come down here and throw the 3 senbon at me. So there you go, that's the soft knockdown. So the soft knockdown gives you a couple of options. The first is you can do what I just did, which is roll. The next is you can hit me again. Is you can just stand straight up and block. Or you can, well, let's wait for them to get their thing back. Or you can try and move. So those are the 3 options that you have from a soft knockdown. So pretty much the animation that you'll notice with a soft knockdown is you won't do any spin, you'll just fall straight to the floor. That'll allow you to pretty much tell what you can do or what your enemy can do. So once you knock them down to the floor and you see that they've fallen into like a soft knockdown, they'll either stand straight up or most likely they'll roll, and that'll allow you to follow up with either a dash or a jutsu, whatever you think you need to do after a soft knockdown. So the next knockdown we'll go over is a hard knockdown. So hit me with a water dragon odd. Here you see I spin and I can't do it. I can't do a roll. That means that I have to stand straight up. So they can follow up with a whole bunch of different things. So they can either follow with a charge, they can put a placement jutsu like a sand shell or an amaterasu on me, and I gotta stand up into that. So there are different types of attacks and jutsus that will put you in a hard knockdown. Now remember, the difference between a hard and a soft knockdown is a soft knockdown you can roll out of the spot that you were knocked down in, and then a hard knockdown, that means you are forced to stand straight up. We'll go over the third type of knockdown. It leads into the hard knockdown, but I have Demon Fang here. So he'll be demonstrating what's called the bounce. So the bounce will put you into a hard knockdown. However, it'll make you vulnerable for a split second where you can actually get picked up by another combo. So Demon Fang, if you could hit me with a square triangle. So you see that animation where it shows the rocks and stuff? During that animation, I can actually get picked up and hit by something else when I fall to the floor. Yeah, so there you go, the bounce. So even though he had hit the floor, he was in a state to being juggled. Now the window is small on the bounce, otherwise it'll lead to a hard knockdown. But that is the third type of knockdown animation that we have. So this next part we'll be going over is staggers. So staggers is animations that'll put you in a vulnerable state and allow you or the enemy to follow up with whatever they want, either a jutsu or a combo. So we got Demon Fang over here to our left. We'll start off with the most common type of stagger, which is the square stun. So you can go ahead and throw a square stun at me, and we'll take a look and see that animation. So you see here, it took me about 2 seconds to recover before I could do anything. So the only option that I have with a square stun is substitution. If I don't have a substitution and I get hit with a square stun, the enemy has pretty much 2 seconds to decide what they're gonna do. The same goes for me. If I hit them, I have a few seconds before I have anything to do. Now hit me with the square stun while I'm in the air. You'll see that it's the same, but the animation is different. So yeah, so there, when I get hit in the air, I fall to the floor, and I'm like taking some time to get up. So that's what the square stun looks like when you get hit with the air. Now the key thing to note is that the square stun only works that way when you're high, or sorry, when you're on the floor. If you're high in the air and you get hit with the square stun, go ahead, Demon Fang. Oh, I fell over, but I can recover before I fall onto the floor. So height is a key when knowing when to square stun someone or when you're getting square stunned yourself. Yeah. So the next type of stagger that we have here is what's called the barrel roll, or at least that's what I call it. So you can shoot a fireball at me, and you see this animation where I'm just doing a tumble into the air. That can be followed up with, you know, anything. Either a teammate can come in, you can throw some sandbone at me, but pretty much the barrel roll puts you in an animation for where you can get picked up. So it's a similar stagger to the square stun, except for you're actively moving throughout the air. So another way that he can do that is he can press jump and X. So go ahead and so there we go. There's another type of barrel roll that. So he can just follow that up with, you know, combos, maybe a jutsu. So, you know, just keep putting me in that animation. So yeah. So I can't do anything. The only thing I can do is but yeah, then after that, I reach the max amount of hits, then I get put into a soft knockdown. So the next type of stagger that we have is Demon Fang over here. He has a hiding in ash jutsu, so he'll show me the stagger that smoke bombs do. So here I can't even sub. So I'm set there for about 4 to 5 seconds, and he can follow up with a whole bunch of stuff. So that's pretty much the smoke bomb stagger. And then the final stagger, which is similar but a little bit more powerful than that, is the actual guard break. So he'll come over here and use that same jutsu on me, and I'll so yeah, so this is what the last stagger looks like. I lose my substitution jutsu. It's not as long, but I'm a lot more vulnerable. So those are your 4 types of staggers that you have. And the key thing to note about staggers is that they don't give you any defense debuff or any debuff in general. All it does is it puts you in an animation where you have a longer time recovery time. So this last part we're gonna go over is stuns. So stuns are a little different from staggers because stuns, they actually do a debuff on you, so it's a defense debuff. So the next hit after a stun will deal more damage than it would if you had gotten staggered. So we have Demon Fang over here. He's running our range type, and then we have Oddly. He'll be our healer type, showing the different types of stuns. So we'll have Demon Fang come down here, and he'll hit us with the lightning net. If you get hit by the following move, you'll get hit harder because there's a imaginary debuff there. That's what's considered a stun. A stun will give you an imaginary defense debuff that'll deal extra damage on the following hit. So he has paper shield, and he'll use that now. So here in the paper shield, the same thing applies. What that does is it holds you in place for a set time, similar to a stagger. However, the difference being is that the next hit, again, will deal more damage to you. So another thing that's different compared to stuns and staggers is that staggers you can substitute out of them. Stuns, you don't get the option to substitute out of it. So we'll go over here to Oddly, and he'll hit us with some more stuns and staggers. So go ahead and hit me with that shadow stitching. So shadow stitching has a similar animation to lightning net. The difference with shadow stitching being that not only does it give you the imaginary debuff that a stun gives, but it also gives the jutsu debuff, a defense debuff. So that's why shadow stitching hits a little bit harder than lightning net, dance shield, wood strangle, etc., because it actually has an active defense debuff on it. So yeah, so those are the different types of stuns examples that we have. Of course, each class has their own types of stuns and staggers, so that's something that you'll have to figure out yourself on which does what. However, these are the basic animations when going over the different stuns and staggers. Well, that concludes the tutorial video for today. As a review, we went over knockdowns, staggers, and stuns. Knockdowns being soft knockdown, hard knockdown, and the bounce. And then we went over staggers, that being the charge attack stun, the barrel roll, the smoke bombs, and guard break. Finally, we also went over the stuns, that are the animations that give you a debuff, so like lightning net, Shikigami dance shield, and shadow stitching. So if there's anything that I may have left out, put it in the comment section below, as well as any questions that you may have. Ideas for a future video is also welcome. I may get to it in the future. But as always, appreciate you guys all for checking out the video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Utari out.